Hi guys, this is Infiniti. Oh my god, look at you guys! And that is Ariel's butt. And that's why I'm laughing, because he was sitting right here and I sat down and he got startled and he starts flying and he landed right on top of my computer, right as I was going live. Hey guys, who's all here? Let me take a look. I just sat down. It has been interesting to get online for various reasons. This is a good you want to see my bird's butt? Okay, I'm gonna move him. Let me move my birdie. He's like, I'm sorry, it's just kind of funny. This is Ariel, and he's once again getting feathers back. You crack me up, man. You're funny. When I started setting up in here, he's like, what are you doing with my table? I was like, okay, let's get one thing straight. This is my table. And I also have flies coming in from somewhere. We don't know where, and they're massive. So I swear I feel like I have more roommates because these things are about that big. They're huge. They're as big as my bird. Anyway, so it's just been, it's to say challenging. There's been cat drama. Look at my wrist. Can you guys see that? That just happened. It's hard to see. I'm not new. I mean, she barely broke the skin, but she got it pretty puffy because she pushed off of it and then just a little bit. Pretty boy just got neutered the other day. Candles, people, turn on your candles. I got candles at IKEA the other day. Oh my God, that is a great place to get candles, you guys. Anyway, he got neutered, and he's really aggressive with baby for some reason. There's just like drama there. There's drama with him and my boy. It's a lot of cats, and a lot of integration, and everything will be all cool. Okay, so Willow and Sky. Mostly Kevin. Yes, Kevin. Awesome. Oh, that's awesome. You guys got a dog. Okay, so anyway, hi guys. It's just been really crazy. It's been really crazy around here. All these freaking animals. And other people, like, okay, as if I don't have enough, right, going on. And I have 10 animals now. I have Ariel, the dove, Rosie, the dog, the little Chihuahua Italian Greyhound mix, and I have 8 cats. I had 4, I moved, I got 4 more in the process of moving in here. One of which just got fixed, and he's loud and he's crazy. Trying to move in, trying to get settled and situated, and it's kind of madness. But at the same time, it could be so much worse. It's been really cool. Like it's just kind of like, I sound like I'm complaining, but I'm really not. It's just like, but it's been really intense, like really, really intense. But I mean, it could be, for a couple little like skirmishes here and there, and it typically involves the same cats. It's not that bad. I mean, in some situations, it would be all out friggin' war between 3 males, 1 unneutered, and then 5 females. I mean, Well, one doesn't come in, but she's still sharing space because she sits right outside all day long where they sit. So she just doesn't come inside because she trips. And then it's been extra stressful for me too because I'm trying to accommodate everybody, make everybody feel good, try to give everybody the attention that they deserve. That's not working. It's really hard when you're one person and all of that's happening. Plus you're trying to move in and do projects. It's just, hearing from the divine, getting messages, going through moons and full moons and new moons and going through transitions and feeling all this new energy coming through. Okay, let's get with the program, people. Let's get right to it at the start. I'm not going to go on and on about me and my cats and my life, because truth of the matter is I am ridiculously blessed. I have a troop of animals that, whether they know it or not, we're all like, they're here for me as I am here for them, just as deeply and as greatly. And, we're just coming together. It's a transition. So, I don't want to go too far, too deep into all of that. Hi, Bree. Hi, Will. Bree, thank you so much for your email today. If you've been listening, life is crazy. I had enough time to read your email today, but I did not and your artwork was amazing, and I love it so much. So yeah, that was just awesome. And where was I? So I don't want to spend too much time with all that, you guys. I also want to know, my salt lamp. Woo. I want to know how you guys are doing, how everybody is feeling. It is March 31st, 2019. We have had some really intense few months, winter, and a lot of the things that come with it. And now we're going into a completely new period, you guys. So I know that a lot of us have been through a lot of, your internet's being weird. Oh, I had so many obstacles getting here. It was ridiculous. Technical issues. Like, it's just been the last few hours, ever since I decided I was going live today, it's just been like walking in quicksand. It's been crazy. And there was a few times I almost called it off because I'm like, I really don't have the energy for this. I didn't sleep very well last night. I think it's an energy thing. I kept waking up. I think I was having really intense dreams, and I wasn't physically comfortable. I moved back into my smaller bed after we got used to the extra room on the queen. I went back to the twin because the queen is way too soft. So that's been kind of a bummer. I really got into that space with 3 other bodies in my bed, not including the bird. So anyway, the last couple of hours has been really intense, energetically, just ever since I decided I'm going live today. Even though I decided earlier, when I really started getting in motion and preparing for this live today and started thinking about my space. Am I going to set it up here in my office? Am I going to be out in the living room? Because now I have choices. Which is awesome. And then Birdie's in here. And for those of you just joining, that's Ariel, my dove. He only has 1 leg and he lost feathers because we had, look at my new orchids, you guys. Oh, This office is perfect for orchids, so I'm gonna have orchids galore again because they are amazing. They're super tied in, like majorly connected to the Fae, more than a lot of other plants, flowers, etc. I'm gonna plug my computer back in. I lost this. And I lost, I lost pretty much all of my orchids that I moved here with. They did not do well in the trailer over time. I won't get into all that. But this one back here, it's growing new buds. And I have these 2 new ones that I just got the other day. See if I can get this back to where it was. Okay, so anyway, let's see what we have here. Headaches. You can feel something bad. This guy says, I got a whole lot of stuff moved around today and yesterday. I've got a couch in my old bedroom and a new bed in my new bedroom. Spring cleaning is going super well. It sounds awesome. And you organized your crystals. That's awesome. Yeah, like moving into a new place for this whole transition right now is just really apropos, really symbolic of my whole world transitioning into a new space in a really literally spatial way without too much change, because I just moved from one place to another just a few yards away. But it's so big in terms of what it's going to mean for me spatially in my world, and having spaces to do different things. Because you guys, I'm telling you right now, I'm letting you guys all know right now, as soon as I get settled in, like, and that's coming together shortly. As soon as I get settled in, I'm going hardcore with the art in my world. And I'm really pushing for that. I'm really going to be working towards and doing stuff with my photography, my art, the healing, the guidance, the all that stuff that I do as the healer will come, and people will seek me out as they are guided to do. And I will work with them as we're guided to do. And I'll do this as I'm guided to do. But my main focus is going to be my art. Because I can do a lot with that, and I can reach a lot of people. And once I get things going and I can get structured and organized, and I have somebody working with me now who's funding me to an extent, a really great extent in my life, that's really helping me now to be able to focus in on this stuff and not just trudging through survival like I was before. So to say that I really landed in and have rooted and plugged into the abundance matrix is an understatement. That has absolutely solidified, and everything in my life is in support of that. That's not to say that there aren't obstacles, that I don't feel the, negative or dark forces trying to do their business with me. But I'm on a level now where, there's it's more I can just see it from a distance and manage it so much, on a different level. Not that it doesn't affect me energetically, at times it does, And they tend to hit when, you know, things are already kind of on an upswing energetically within just my life, just to have a greater impact. However, because I'm so utterly guided and guarded and protected, I'm always a few steps ahead, at least at this point now. So anything that's attempting to really influence me in a really dark, negative way is getting cut off at the pass, let's just say. And more and more and more positive reinforcements and energy is coming in. Hardcore. It's just me having to settle in with all the new babies. Like I said, I have 10 now, and that's a lot. And I'm taking my time to make things right for all of us before I, you know, fill up the tank and hit the gas, let's say. So I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. I want you to know what I have going on, at least on a broad stroke level, how I'm feeling energetically about my own space and place and what I'm going to be focusing on, and how I'm going to break that down. I'm not really sure. All I know is that it's art, and then everything else that comes after it will be organic and how it's meant to be. But my charge, my energy is to really focus in on what I want to do, and where my energies are going to go as far as what I'm doing with my art, and who I'm collaborating with, how I'm producing it, where I'm selling it, how I'm selling it, who I'm selling it to, who's working with me to promote it, to market it, where I'm going for charitable work and organizations to work with them with my art. You know, all this stuff is like little floaties are all in my life that I'm like focusing in on as I'm dealing with all the rest of it going on right now. So, and at the same time feeling so much energetically with so many people that I'm connected to, feeling the web of the soul family really getting stronger and stronger, if that makes sense. Like every connection, and I can scope out really far and feel, you know, way out there, you know, like the 6 degrees of separation. Well, I can feel it like way out there. And it just feels like those tethers are just, instead of it being more like smoke, it's becoming more like silk. And they're getting stronger, these connections between people. Even if you don't have certain people in your life physically, there's this overlying like sense of we're coming and they're coming, and on a level we've all been there together, and it's just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And this time right now, what we're transitioning into is another level, another step to all of that for ourselves. Now remember, the first real step in divine union with really getting solidified with more and more people in your tribe is with yourself. So the more you can get into and process through and really step in with your own higher self and that divine union with your own soul, and that, the more that those tethers get stronger, and reach out further for you to, you know, feel. Sean says, can I schedule a time to have a personal conversation? Absolutely. Of course. Yeah. You can either just send me an email or go through my website and look at the different services if there's something specific that you want, or you could just schedule a call. You can have me on the phone per minute. There's so many different things that I do and services that I offer. So, I'm totally open to whatever it is that you're looking for. I can help you with. So Bree says tired, exhausted, headaches, weird pains, probably. So what that is, Bree, this tired, exhausted, body aches, pains, blah 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 blah, on and on and on, is like a spontaneous detox of energy. I would definitely suggest, if you can, do some like, are you physically otherwise able? Do you have any, disabilities? Are you mobile and all that? I'm pretty sure you are. If you are, then I would really suggest some twist and flow yoga. Sean Korn has a couple of programs. They're on YouTube and they're really low impact, but they're really good for detox and a lot of twisting and bending. And they're not too intense. But it is, especially at this time, and it might just get more and more intense. And this is actually something else that I wanted to talk to people about, is just letting you know physically, you may feel like you're on two separate floors. So you may feel physically, because this has happened to me. I've been moving and physically using my body like hard, and I've been getting, and old injuries have been aggravated as a result. But I also know, because I know things, how I know things, that those are also releasements in energy that have been carried through that need to go. So that will happen as well. As you transition through and ascend energetically, denser energies that are trapped within your body must release. So a lot of times this happens during the dark part of our season, which would be fall and winter. And a lot of times they're called the flu or a cold, but there are no actual viruses, right? So people shouldn't be taking antibiotics, even though some do. People really shouldn't be taking them, period, unless they super really do need to. That's a whole other topic. But so a lot of times what is being attributed as a cold or a flu, and I did do a video about this a few months ago, is that it really is what is energetically would be called like a spontaneous detox. So what you can do is to help that along, do things physically that will help your body process dense negative energy that's trying to release. And it does this in different ways. You'll get headaches, you'll get stomach aches, you'll get joint pain, you might get nauseous, you might have trouble sleeping and then need to sleep during the day. You might get tired really easily. You may be intolerant to certain foods, especially animal products, things like this. You may just seem and feel like, a sudden onset of like, wow, I just got, a weird flu or a cold. You may just get it all in your chest or all in your head, as far as sinuses and stuff like that. So you feel tired everywhere, but it's mostly coming out of your head. You're just like, sneezing a lot, and a lot of pressure, a lot of releasement in your sinuses, and that's truly energy. And a lot of that can be also your pineal gland decalcifying and softening up. And so also what is recommended is not to take any medications that would stop these processes, but to do things on a herbal level, an organic level, a level with Gaia, on a vibrational level that'll just help you through that. Teas, honey, oils, essential oils that you can smell, all this sort of stuff. It's all tied in energetically with what's going on with Gaia as we're ascending and as she's ascending as well. So it helps if you know a lot of where this is coming from. There's a candle under my arm. Starts to get a little warm. Nice. That sounds awesome, Sky, with your crystals. Yes, there's flowers blooming around here as well. Leslie says, I haven't done yoga in the last few days because my head hurts so bad. It will help your head, though. I know it seems crazy, but if you try to push through that, it'll help release. Good. I mean, and also, like Leslie was saying, and I've done this too, where you're not necessarily doing a specific practice, but you're just doing whatever comes to mind as far as moving and stretching and twisting and bending and maybe jumping around, or just flow. Just let your body go. If you can do that, just get on a mat and just, on your feet and then on the floor and stretch, just try to go from like up high with your hands, like all the way down until you're like on the ground, and your back is on the ground, and that you're like facing all directions and you're moving your body. And it really just matters that you intentionally push the energy out that is in, and then you bring in new fresh energy, and you call in your guides and your angelics to help you with that flow, and you'll feel better. It doesn't have to be that complicated. And I know sometimes it's the toughest when we feel like the most tired or the most weak to actually push through and do that. But that's really when your body is like saying, please help me with this. The more that you do that, the better you will feel. This guy says, lately I feel like my head is in a press on all sides, about to pop from internal pressure. Okay, the reason your temperature raises when you're sick is the fact your body is burning out the virus. Yeah, well, if there's a virus, if you have a fever, there's definitely something there that's turning up your internal energy to a degree, to degrees that are hotter than is normal. Everything. Yeah, it's definitely right now we're having a lot of whoopsie, sorry guys. We're having a lot of third eye activation stuff going on, because this really is how we skip the bullshit in our lives, when we really connect with our higher selves on a level where we're really opened up intuitively with that channel, and we're getting all the information in a way where we're just flowing with it and going with it, and we know intuitively from moment to moment what's kind of for me, I guess the best way to describe it would be like, as you step forward, you can see the ripples in the pond and kind of suspend time, especially during times that, you think, okay, well, these decisions may, take me this way or that way, and kind of suspend time and see that go out in your interactions with other people, with yourself, with your daily choices, your decisions, with how you're handling your time, your energy, your body, your commitments to yourself, to others. And when I say skip the bullshit, what that means is that you can just be more efficient in your life than you were before. And lucky for you, little shit, you're only a little hatchling, and you haven't been in it for decades chasing your tail like some of us. So bravo for you and your little soul mission starting when you are. I say that, facetiously and everything. I love you to death, and I think it's amazing. Your journey, just the journey of the young ones right now gets me so excited. Truly it does. And to be a part of it in any aspect at all at this time, just, you know, like to know the things that I know and be a part of the things that I'm a part of, the things to come, and to know that there are so many young ones that are connected in the ways like they are, like the way that you're talking. That really is a big deal, because you're not an isolated incident, you know, there's a lot of you right now. And that is super exciting, that there's you and there's me and everything in between, and every from every part of the planet, you know, going forward, and you know, all the way down to the little ones. So gets me all excited. It is amazing. It's a beautiful thing to be alive right now. It's absolutely silly, ridiculous, kind of sometimes how wonderful it is to be alive right now. And the more people who start to really understand that, the better it's going to be for all of us sooner than later. Because we really did land in the sweet spot. We really are the makers, the creation warriors. Oh, what do we get as I'm talking about this guy? Oh, yes, it is safe for you to receive. These are from the Abundance Oracle. It is safe for you to receive. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. Exactly. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit for good coming to you and through you as it blesses the world. Wasn't I just like saying this kind of like, do you hear an echo? Look at. Angels be with us. Trust me. The receiving is in full effect. Woo! For those of us who are ready. And trust me, people, I'm ready. And I've been receiving, as you all have been witnessing. What do we have here? And why? But why? What's the point, right? And I talk about this all the time. It's not just to take, but it's to give back. That's what gets me and my juices all flowing, is to receive. And I finally, you know, turned the key on that. Wasn't like, oh, can't I receive? I have money issues and, you know, the poor thing and the abundance, blah, 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 blah. Just stuck in that web, just so hard to break free. And then, you know, really, really, really doing the work and to really break those chains of, you know, that money matrix, that mousy wheel money bullshit matrix that blocks. I was like, what is it called? I can't remember because I left it. They're blocks. You know, remember the blocks? That bullshit. All right, you guys, here we go. It is safe for you to receive. Positivity, faith, and optimism. Oh, look at this. What do we have? Angels and lions. Angels, lions, and lambs. Oh my. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. No more blocks. Once you decide this and you work through this and you realize that it's it is a wheel that you can break off. There are chains that you can get out of, that it is a mindset, and it is about receiving to give, and the whole like chain of that going on. You can have that optimism, that positivity, that faith about all the stuff that comes with the things that are needed for you to do what you need to do, and then it'll start happening. Donations, tithing, and charitable work. Give joyfully. Let me show you guys. More doves. Give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you, and know that your generosity will be returned to you manyfold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, or other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. So yeah, not only would this be anything that you feel really, feeds your soul, but also for yourself, what that means for yourself too. And moving forward in the big picture of things, what you would like to do in the future in this way, because it is all about that, right? Service to others. And a lot of us want to work with, oh, look at this. A lot of us want to work with animals, sanctuaries, rescues, nature, conservation, things like this. Okay, so what do we have here? Bountiful nature. Spending time in nature helps shift you to a higher vibration and reminds you of God's infinite abundance. Go outside and enjoy a walk or hike with your pet, meditate beneath a tree, garden, sit under the stars, or do some other activity to connect with the limitless vastness. Bountiful nature. So keep that up. Being in nature as much as you possibly can, or at least being inspired by it. If you're sitting at a window because it's too cold out or whatever, that you can still be inspired by it. Unlimited ideas. And to me, unlimited ideas and bountiful nature really are connected. Your mind is one with God's infinite mind. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas, guaranteed to bring blessings. All you need to do is take divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. So be open. You'll receive the information and the ideas, and then you have to take action, of course. And last but not least, abundance mindset. She's on a pile of coins, and there's just more coins and jewels coming out of her hands. Look at the light around her head. Look at her big old wings. She's all lit up from the bottom up. This is also reminding me of a couple of things. It's reminding me of the meditation that we did last time. Did everybody here do the meditation from last time? From the, I guess that would be full moon. Is that the full moon? I don't even know. It was from when I did it was from 3. When we did the meditation with the coin. What day was that? I have to look back. Thank you. Yeah. This is reminding me of that, the coin. And Bree sent me an email today about that meditation and how, hopefully you don't mind me sharing this, Bree. I hope. I don't think you would. But she was saying how in the meditation she had the the instinct. Thank you. How did you put it that you wanted when the coin came up that you felt like putting it in your chest, and then I said that and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm getting it right, or I'm seeing it. Like you saw that happening. You were like guided to do that before I said it. Yeah, it felt right. Yeah. So I don't know who here did that meditation. Anyway, this card is reminding me of that. And it was all about abundance, wasn't it? It was about finally breaking those chains. And we're talking about it again. It keeps on being a topic of conversation because it's not like one and done when it comes to abundance and receiving and cutting the connections of blocking and all that stuff. You know, it's something we have to continue with. And so if you have not done that meditation, I highly recommend it. It's not a really long one. It leaves you feeling exceptionally light. And for those of you who did do it, please chime in with how you felt after that and how you felt since then. And even if you felt maybe physically kind of wrung out, you know, maybe that's because it's working. You know, like I said, you can't keep going up the ascension ladder if you're way down. The altitude gets just too high and you have to start cutting off energy that's pulling you down. And we go through these things, they're not accidents, you know, that really help us get through them. And like that meditation was to really solidify joining a piece of our soul that is broken off and a little twisted, a little dark with this whole separation from abundance. Like we're not supposed to have that for some reason. And we've lived maybe so many lives, different incarnations where there has been struggle and poverty, where we've had lack, where we've, you know, who knows? And it just feels like that's just the way for it to be. And that meditation was all about mending and healing those past wounds from different incarnations possibly, or witnessing or having any kind of connection to the lower frequencies of money, the money matrix, and moving and solidifying and deepening your roots into the abundance matrix and bringing in that gold coin and solidifying it within your body, your energy, your heart, mind, soul, and just really integrating that and feeling that coming together again, amending is really what it was about. And in the meditation, I know that I could feel it with other people that they were, there was kind of like a weight lifted, like a kind of thing. It was for me. And I had thought that I had already, you know, pretty much broken through that. And through that meditation, I was like, wow, that was a whole piece I didn't even know existed. And that was a big deal. It was really awesome. Good. Yeah, you should definitely do that one. Jay Highlight. Hey, everybody. I'm new here. I'm Jake. Abundance has been all over my world the last few days. Definitely feel like I'm moving into that matrix. That's awesome. Welcome, Jake. Yes, welcome, Jake. It's good. You know, the abundance matrix is where we're all meant to be, especially as light bodies on our trajectory to join with one another, because the more that we're all on that level of receiving and giving, the more we can just you know, it'll just go back and forth with people through that web in a really big, generous way. So we can just, you know, shoot it on out. And it starts with just being able to break through any blocks with that. So that's a really, really big thing. So since you're new here, I would definitely suggest, Jake, if you do meditation, or even if you don't, you can do my meditations. They're really different than most. They're live, they're guided, but you can do any of the past ones. And I'm talking about the meditation, and thank you, Willow, for reminding me what that was. I'm like, what was that for? It was for the spring equinox, and it was a guided meditation that I did, and it was about really mending an aspect of our soul selves that may be connected to a lower frequency when it comes to abundance and money and receiving and being successful with our, you know, careers or chosen professions or whatever it is, in ways that we are meant to make money and put out and create into the world, that we're blocked from doing that. We also have to learn that sometimes we create obstacles and barriers for ourselves to keep us from those things, and we need to identify them and eliminate those things as well. With that said, I will read the abundance mindset card. If you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, then it will always be one day away from you. See, feel, think, and speak of abundance as something you already have in the present moment, and that is what you will experience. So you have to not put a future tense on feeling abundant in your entire energy. And that means, and that's when this can easily come into play and help you with that magic, because when you are in nature, you do feel the abundance of that positive energy, and you can be super grateful for all the abundance of nature around you and just keep tapping into that regardless of what's going on in your life. You can also bring nature into your home, and I've talked about that in many ways, and you can do that in very either super cheap or utterly free ways. So I'm grateful too. Yes, magic. So use nature to really think in that abundant, be in that abundant mindset. And this whole ideas thing, unlimited ideas, also think about that in ways of asking for direction, and prioritizing. And because sometimes, especially if we're of the creative sort, if we're the artistic sort, if we have a lot of different ideas and we like this and this and this and that, we can be too scattered. So it would help to get more prioritized and organized. I've been thinking a lot about that with what I was saying before, that I'm really pushing my art in a big way, going to get behind that and really tapping into my spirit tribe, my brothers and sisters, the archangels, especially those like Raguel, Michael, Metatron, to really help me be in those mindsets. Because regardless of who we are and what our mission is, we still only have so many hours in the day, and they're not 24. They're a lot less than that. So we really need to prioritize our time and our energy and what we're doing any given day. Yes, GL. Yes, that too. I am too. That is very true. Yeah, lots of love here. Aw. Yeah, just, being thankful for where we're at in this world right now is pretty bitchin'. Okay, so those are the abundance cards. I'm being told to move on, so we're moving on from the abundance cards. I am going to the Archangel cards. How's everybody doing? Where are we? 6:52. Oh, good. Still light out. I'm going to have to try to get some of my cats in here. Kitchen. I am a product of the 80s. What can I say? Archangel Raphael with breathe. So anybody who feeling a little bit of being overwhelmed, a little anxiety about the future. If you find yourself holding your breath, no matter what, take nice long deep breaths. I've been through this before. We're going to go through it again right here real quick. So if you feel like a shortness, if you feel your breath is doing this and not going all the way down here, a really good thing to do anywhere that you are is to take really nice slow deep breaths. And a way to control this is to pucker up. So you don't have to like walk around, but you can be like, it'll just automatically, as soon as you put your like teeth together, forces you to slow down your breath and your breathing. It forces you to think about your breath and your breathing. It slows time down no matter what you're doing. It works really well for us empaths when we're in energetically challenging spaces, where there's a lot of people around, there's maybe a rushed sense of energy, maybe you're in the car driving around just to keep your own frequency as I guess neutral without bouncing around too much with different energies coming at you. So what you can do is keep your breath nice and steady and slow, and that keeps energies from permeating your space. I don't know if you guys knew that. The more you're in an erratic or stopped breathing space, the more energies can come in at you, and that's how people feel more and more and more and more closed in and more anxiety, and they start to have really shallow, more and more shallow breaths, and it just kind of perpetuates itself. So the slower the breath in and out, the more space you're creating around your field. And you can remember to tap into your shield. So again, that's clearing and shielding and grounding. Have people been doing that? Again, a reminder, please do your clearing, shielding, and grounding. So breathe. Take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns. From Raphael. Then we got spread your wings with Archangel Ariel. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. Be open to what's coming. No more holding back. This has been a theme as well, you guys. We know when we've been holding back with our abilities, with being open to who we truly are, what our missions are, no matter how large it may seem and how overwhelming. We've talked about this before. It may sometimes hit you that maybe your mission is bigger than you ever could have imagined for yourself in your life. Maybe even a year ago, you're in a place where you're like, holy shit, I had no idea I had so much purpose or something out there that was so much greater than me that I'm going towards. And you can tend to, and hold back, but we've been through that. So this is really, really, once again, with Ariel saying, you really have to spread your wings and decide we're not holding back anymore, right, Ariel? Not holding back. Angel Therapy with Raphael again. So we have Raphael showing up here twice. Interesting. Give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. So Raphael really stepping in and stepping up, letting you know he is here to really guide you into releasing anything that can be holding you back. So those burdens and things that maybe from either this life and maybe past situations that could be holding you back, or just it could be a like I get it for a lot of people, and maybe light bodies, that we really are at the forefront of this whole revolution, and a lot of the world has no idea who and what we are, and or who and what they are, for that matter. And to really come out in the way that is ultimately necessary for us to fulfill our missions can be extremely overwhelming. Take it from me. I know that to be true. And a lot of people run from that sort of real big deal thing, and it holds us back. But we have to understand that we wouldn't be here to do it unless we were more than capable on an energetic, soul-based level to do it, So you already have that in you. You just need to decide to tap into that and remember. And then it won't be so scary anymore. It'll be more exciting, because it's really like, showing up to the party you're meant to go to, and being excited to see who else shows up, right? So the more that you release, the more that you'll receive. Intuitively, I'm getting that my higher self is growing impatient with me and turning on my abilities, like how you would with someone now being in the dark to wake them up. Well, you're not going to get anything that you can't naturally, handle. We're always going to be pushed a little bit past our comfort zone in certain ways, just so we can grow, so we can evolve. That is part of the change in the evolution process within our own journeys, right? So, but it's more of it. And if you feel pushed in that sort of way, it's probably more of a collaboration that you're just not conscious of. Not just with your higher self, but with your whole inner circle, if that makes sense. So what you can do is talk to them about how you're feeling pushed, or the messages that you're getting repeatedly or synchronistically, maybe the codes, the numbers, maybe, certain things that you're beginning to pick up on, and just ask for more clarity in those spaces or about those different things. And then really consciously, intently say out loud to yourself and to them that you do want to understand and to get the messages so you can move forward. Just not so much, and it's not so much so they know, it's so it solidifies that intent within yourself. And you may have to do that a couple of times, because some of this stuff is really intense for those of us who have been through this spiritual, metaphysical, universal, energetic, crazy, amazing, miraculous experiences within our own selves, our body, our souls, our astral, what we experience, and then how that projects out. It's quite wild. And sometimes you really have to, say to yourself what's going on, and say out loud, yeah, take me to the edge of this springboard, and I'm diving in wholeheartedly. Like I tell people, I decided when I saw enough and I felt enough and I got enough checks and there was enough there was no way basically for me to ignore what was happening. And then I just went, I'm all in. That's the only way for me to be, just completely all in, as much to my ability as possible in any given moment, just to be as divinely guided in pretty much any and everything I do, because it's been proven to me that that is the best way to go. Now, that's how I had to be. I'm not saying that everybody has to live their life moment to moment divinely guided. That isn't for everybody. But the more that you can kind of turn over that faith, the easier it will become for in whatever way it's supposed to be for you. You know what I mean? We all have a different journey. I just express how it felt for me. And you can use that for yourself any way that you may like. With that said, clairvoyance with Raziel. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love, like we're talking about right now with divine guidance. Opening up your clairvoyance, your third eye, your soul sight, your all. This is what we're talking about right here. So next that we're going to be discussing, we're going to be talking about here as well, moon cycles coming up again. Another thing that is coming up is the new moon on the 5th, a really big transitional new moon for us. With Haniel, notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations and capitalize upon these cycles. So what this means is, for those of us who aren't yet in the know about moon cycles, full moon, new moon, and this is why I've been doing these like at least full moon, new moons these last couple months, is because they are really important energetically, as well as like the equinox and turning over into a new month like we're about to do or are doing or done. That is a really big deal too. So moon cycles, I know that for a lot of women, their periods got in line and sync with the moon, either for new moon or full moon. For me, it flip-flopped a couple of times. And I was aware that was going to happen a while back for the female collective. So that was really interesting to watch it happen after I knew it was going to happen. It kind of took that whole, like, if you share space, if women that are ovulating, you know, share space, that they'll get on the same cycle. Well, this is kind of what happened globally in like pockets. And that started about, I think, like a year and a half ago. So Sean says, why do people put wedding rings on their left hand, and do diamonds have powerful capabilities? So the reason why people put their wedding rings on their left hand is because essentially it's supposed to be closer to your heart, like your heart's on your left side. I guess we all know your heart's more in your center, but traditionally that's why. And to answer your second question, it's because diamonds are single refractive. And so they carry a higher frequency and there's only a couple of other stones that do that, that are single refractive. So they do have a different set of capabilities than other, like double or triple or whatever refractive stones or crystals. Sky says, I feel like I'm going along at a comfortable pace and then it's more close. I get that like revved up excitement about the future for my higher self. Like it just wants to go. Yeah. Go, go, go. I'm getting closer to the all-in attitude. There's so many synchronicities and signs that can't be anything but synchronicity. Denying it is impossible. Yeah. So when you get so many synchronicities in your life and there's so many like ding, 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 it's like pinball. Ding, 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 ding. And you're just like, damn. And you want to like tell people, you're like, this is like, right? Hey, Karen. Hi, honey. I'm glad you're here. Just checking on the light. I'm going to have to check on my baby soon. I think probably Little Bear is ready to come in. Hello. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, that's funny. Where's Karen? Hi. How long have you been here? Did you just get here? That's hilarious. Did you just get here? So once again, we're gonna go through this real quick. We got breathe. So breathe, Raphael. We also got Raphael with angel therapy. So breathe and release your burdens to your angels. Talk to your angels. They already know what's going on in your life, but what you got to do is just say, look, with this situation, I really need to break through. I really need to move on. I really need answers. I really need messages. Really take me, guide me, show me either my astral, my wake state. What should I do? I'm confused. I feel conflicted. I don't know what's going on. What's real? What's not? You know, show me. Give me the signs. Give me the messages. Give me more of these synchronicities so I can understand and have a clearer path, if that's what you need. If you already know what those answers are, then just follow through with them. It's the best thing I can tell you, or else it's just, you know, you're going to kind of be stuck. Again, no more holding back. So at some point we come to the realization, the conclusion of at least at a certain level, what we are, what we're here for. This freaking fly, seriously. It's like, you see how big it is? It's massive. We come to a realization of really who and what we are. We need to step into those shoes and start walking in them, and stop being afraid, stop holding back. You know, that's that whole thing about, you know, no more holding back. Spread your wings. All that good stuff. Okay. Take out some angels. Yeah, it's as big as my dove. That's funny. No, this fly is massive and it just started going. There's flies are coming into my place from somewhere. We just don't know where. First we thought the ground, and now we're thinking the ceiling or the walls or somewhere, and they're massive. They're massive flies. And I'm getting at least 5 to 10 of them a day. There's a lot of them. And they're kind of annoying. I mean, they're not as bad as they should be, but it's still just kind of annoying. So I try to open up the window so they'll go to the screen, and I go outside and release them because obviously I'm not killing them. Okay, we're going to do some angel tarot. And then I'm going to pull these, and then I'm going to go and try to get my kitties to come in. And I'm hearing also dragons, dragon fae. You're talking, yeah. Rosie does not like flies either. If they go around Rosie, she will try to catch them. And sometimes she does. That's hilarious. Yeah, dragons are like, we're here. We need to talk. So I'm going to do some dragon fae. After I pull these, and I don't lose them all. Look at that. That just flew out. I know, I just got one in here too. Dragons have been hardcore. If you guys have been seeing my videos, the other day I did, oh, you were there, Sky, and you were there, Leslie, for that sunset. It was amazing. They've been really coming out a lot. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, I'm so excited. The 5 of Fire. So 5 of Wands. Balance. Archangel Zadkiel. 9 of Earth. Ooh, and a ding. 8 of Earth in reverse. So 9 and 8. 9 of Air, another 9. Oh, that's my Jesus card. Page of Earth in reverse. 6 of Fire. Release with Azrael, but in reverse. So interesting there. And then Haniel, the High Priestess, in reverse. So what I'm going to tell you about this real quick, real cheap and dirty here, real quick, you guys. A lot of dragons going on here. A lot of dragons. A lot of dragon energy. And when we go, wait a second, thought we were in angel tarot. Yes, in angel tarot, we have a lot of dragons in angel tarot. They are just full on out there in some cases, and in some cases they're hidden. I'm going to tell you right now, we have several. So with the 13 and the 2 and the 14 of the major arcana, we have 2 9s and an 8, 6, and Page, and the 5 of Fire. Okay. Release. Okay, so this one right here, release with Azrael coming in upside down and in reverse. This is specifically speaking to the astral, to your dream state, and releasing within that time period. And also I'm being being reminded to tell you guys again about really being conscious before you go to sleep about meeting with Jesus in your crystals, because this is about kind of being in an altered state, a suspended state of reality, of consciousness, of expanding spiritually. Doing that with Jesus, and also bringing in the Fae, aside, from dragons, like the Fae, very specifically. Automatic writing and really trying to remember at least the symbols when you're dreaming and write them down. I'm seeing this, and as soon as I'm seeing Haniel with the High Priestess, I'm thinking journaling and free writing, and also remembering your dreams as far as writing things down so you can remember. That is really, really important. Also talking with other people about them as well. Okay, so this 5 is representing our moon, our new moon. And I'm hearing resolution. So resolution with this new moon about two things. Okay. So anything that's holding you back, anything that's you feel that you need to break through, that you need to get through, that you need to purge in order to move on within yourself and anybody else in your life from your past, or anybody that you feel that is part of your future, that you may know, any kind of conflict. This new moon is a really, really powerful time, you guys. What I'm getting right now, big time, is what you want to do is use this new moon to really get intentional with your energy about putting a bow on certain aspects with people, either from your past, really releasing things so you can move on. So anybody that, may be coming up in your universe, triggering you in these last couple weeks or moving forward, or anybody that you're like waking up thinking about, this could be, people that are meant to be in your future, or this could be people that are, in your past that are meant to stay in your past, and just really cutting that off and really resolving the conflict within yourself to cut it off. So it could be internal, it could be external, it could be both. But that's something that's really, really important if you want to just, put it in fifth gear and go through this new moon in a really high, intentional way with purging and clearing and healing and all that good stuff. This is big time advice right now. Also deciding, making decisions. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with your time, your energy, your effort in the broad sense of things, where you feel the pull? What are you going to do? And once you decide, like for me, I'm like, that's it. It's all about the art and how I'm going to get how my art's going to get out there, how I'm going to sell it, where it's going to go. I'm putting forth my energy into figuring that out. What you got to do is spend some time in contemplation. What are you going to do? Where's your time and energy going to go? And really getting in balance about that. Again, balance coming through again, needing this, the need for balance. And I'm feeling for some people, it's kind of like, I know that certain either people or aspects of my life either need to wash away, and then like that kind of feeling like, okay, goodbye, hello. It's like a goodbye and hello thing. Like now we can transition into the next phase. And there's certain real kind of mechanisms in place for that, and we're the only ones who can release and let that flow. So really deciding, what are you going to do in these different ways? Yeah, new area study. Again, this is coming up, so really spend some time. I'm feeling this real cool balance between feeling supercharged motivationally, like the motivation is there to go, to get it done, to do something different, to either, you know what it is and how it's going to go, and also to do it. So sometimes that could be out of balance. It's just kind of haphazardly going without really having a good plan. Or really just taking forever in the planning phases and never doing anything. So right now, coming into this next stage, especially through and with the new moon and through April, and let's not forget, we also have we also have Easter. So, and I'm really feeling that this Easter, there's going to be a real surge in our spiritual connections, not only, you know, with Jesus, but with ourselves, but that just that kind of hand holding spiritually thing. And what I mean by that is like your higher self, Jesus, your spirit tribe, the whole resurrection thing, not just pertaining to Jesus, but pertaining to us all, and feeling it differently energetically, and it being a real activation for some people, or a leveling up this year more than in the past. So let me see if there's anything else that comes up here. It's sleep paralysis. Oh, wow. Let me go back here a little bit. 2112 here is right. We're talking about dragons. 19. That's a reverse, yeah. Gotta try to remember my dreams. Yeah, it's not the easiest, but sometimes if you can remember an overall like idea or feeling, that is good enough. Or just sit down and just be like, okay, I want to draw something about my dreams, and just or write something about my dream that'll trigger me. And just ask your subconscious, ask your higher self for help in those instances. And that's when that automatic clairsentient thing comes into play. I don't know why people say that. Don't speak of your dreams so they won't come true. Honestly, I think that's reverse psychology, because the more that you speak of what your dreams are, the more that, like, people say like, oh, I don't want to talk about what I really want to have happen because I don't want to jinx it. My immediate response to that is no, you want to talk about what you want to happen, because that's putting energy into it. You can't jinx it. It's a complete reverse psychology and how actual manifestation and law of attraction works. So it's another one of those bullshit kind of like lies, like wives tell, you know, whatever, to get us not to do something that's actually good for us to do, I guess. Ostara is going to, what's that? What if you have a specific person in your dreams all the time for years? Well, that definitely means something. I mean, is it somebody that you knew or know? I mean, that kind of depends, you know. Or is it an unknown person? It could be several things. That's I would need more information, honestly. So that's something we can talk about, Sean. But that's interesting. Either having any kind of recurring symbol, if that's a symbol, whether it's a person, it's a symbol, it's a meaning of some sort that's coming back into you. It has meaning. Just spent time for his birthday this weekend. Okay, so you know this person. You could be communicating actually in your astral. You know, like meeting up. That's possible. If you guys know each other and you have a strong connection. mean, a lot of times people talk about like, oh, you're in my dreams and, you know, that sort of thing. And I don't think that's just mutually exclusive to one person. Maybe one person's remembering it, but sometimes people do have recollections of the same dream, and people also flex their psychic muscles by having very specific exercises that you can do with other people to meet up in astral and do things psychically. And a lot of times people do this without even knowing that they're doing it. So that could be part of it too. Okay, so hold on for it's 7:27. Hold on for me, guys. I'm going to see about bringing my cats in because it is almost totally dark out. Just give me a minute. You can be entertained by that adorableness in the meantime. Hopefully you can see him. Alrighty, boys and girls. Well, I got Little Bear anyway. Boy Kitty's going to be more of a pain, as usual. Hopefully you guys were entertained by my beautiful love, Ariel. My little bald birdie. Ariel. Oh yeah, he hears, he's fully aware of Pretty Boy, and He sees him and he's like, that cat is huge. He's totally aware of the different cats. Like he knows that there's other cats in here. He has seen them. It's funny. Just spent time for his birthday this weekend and pinning your hair looks thicker and longer. Oh, well, it's definitely, getting long. I did just wash it today, so it's extra poofy. I actually need to cut it, but I haven't yet. So we're just hanging out, having fun. Good. And thank you. Yeah, the plan is just grow. Aw, thank you, guys. I know. He's such a love bug. You are. You're such a love bug. Okay. I can't even tell you how cuddly this bird is. Like in bed, full on cuddles. Like he'll just like. And they are very good. All right, guys. So I brought Dragon Fae. And then I was also guided to what, buddy? You want to say here? You want to say here? Yeah, pups. Yeah, pups. You want to say here? Okay. Come here. Come here, babe. See? You want to say? You want to see? Better? Is that where you want it? Yep. Okay. And Fairy Oracle. Like I said, Dragons and Fae, they were definitely coming in right now. And yeah. Oh no, okay. Okay. I never lit my candles. That's not okay. They're like, light your candles. Can you guys see the cat? Seriously? Really? I should have bought a Bic the other day when I had the chance. And Rick was like, you need a lighter? And I said, no, mine's working just fine. Thank you. 3 days later. By the way, you guys see my new bong? I love it. Love it. Ironically enough, before the last time I moved, my previous bong broke and I needed to get a new bong in my brand new house. And it just happened again. It's like the second time in a row my old bong breaks when I move into a new place. Weird. Weird, right? Okay. Fairy, I'm hearing Fairy first. Fairy Oracle first. How's everybody doing? Welcome, everybody. You guys are so amazing. Thank you for being here. I love you. I miss you. I wish, and I know, and I pray that someday, sooner than later, that we can all be in the same room together. Okay, so these were, oh, okay, let me fix this, you guys. For now, this will have to do. And I am remembering, and I'm gonna bring it up right now because it came up as I was preparing for this today, and that was when Leslie, you brought this up to me a while back about Art Night with Infiniti. Remember that? So that's going to be coming into play sometime soon as well. Yes, bonfire in the meadow. Exactly. Is that upside down too? How does this keep happening? All right. Sorry, guys. Okay, whatever comes out now, we're coming out with it now. We do have our 3 candles. I like to have 3 candles lit. This cat, I swear. So we got the Master Maker, card number 22. And we got Key of the Fiery Sword. Big time energy here. Card number 4. If any of you are thinking or feeling some Michael energy, that would be in alignment with that sort of energy. We have card number 40. So we have 22, 4, 40. We have 40 in reverse, and that would be honesty. So honesty just showed up in reverse. And then we have the fawn in reverse. Did you just put out my candle? So this is the fawn in reverse, and this is card number 35. Yes, 35. The fawn. And then we have Sylvanus, card number 34. Excuse me, and a little burpee on the part of yours truly. Try to hold this as steady as I can. Get it close up, you guys, to see. A lot going on here. And that is Sylvanus with the mask. So I'm going to read about, oh shit, I didn't bring the books. I'm sorry, guys. Normally have this here with me. Let me go grab them really quick. I'm going to grab the books for the Fae. I didn't know we were going to do these tonight. And I'm not all set up in my office yet. Wow, that was more challenging than I thought, since I had really no idea where they were. Other than a guess. Anyway, I found them. Thanks for being here, guys. I'm like, there? Okay, I got there. Finally, I got it. Okay. Fairy Oracle. I did not know I was doing Fairy Oracle today. Okay, he of the fiery sword. Thanks for keeping it warm, guys. Oh, opened up right to it. You see that magic? He of the fiery sword. The active principle, spiritual will, justice, protection. When the song comes, let me start over. I got the giggles. When the song comes into any of the manifest worlds, this world or fairy or another, it first encounters two principles, sometimes called yin and yang, or masculine and feminine, or great god and great goddess. He of the fiery sword is the primary manifestation of the yang principle: action, will, movement, force, fire. We see him in many ways, each one an aspect of his total being. All of the great gods and protectors are aspect of this power. The fiery sword is the archetype of all magical and mundane swords, and written upon the blade are the words, "Draw me not without cause, nor return me without honor." A member of the Oracle group, because they had an Oracle group, notes, his fiery sword illuminates truth and dispels non-truth. We can call upon the master of the fiery sword when we have difficult things to do, when we need to take action that is going to require much of us, both in will and in compassion. Another of the Oracle group reminds us he will do what needs to be done with love. Excuse me. Hey! No. No. Don't make it worse. He doesn't need you. Okay, sorry. He will do what needs to be done with love. When looking at this card, let me show you guys. No, that's the fawn. When looking at this card, my neighbor saw it not as a sword, but as a feather of light. He saw it as a symbol of the ability to fly, to rise above things. An Oracle group member saw it as someone reaching up, ascending, surrounded by multiple reflections, and filled with light and power. To understand this card more fully, please read the comments on She of the Grok, card 5. They are the two halves of the same whole. So I will read that. It says here, the presence of the fiery sword Swords Master in a reading can indicate that there is or there is a need for clear and focused will and determination to carry through on decisions, even if much effort is required. He can tell us that such will and strength is present in regard to the issues under consideration. We need to consider how he is expressing his will and strength and how that expression may be enhanced or improved. It is the singer's energy that enables us to burst the bonds of an outgrown way of being and move on to the next level. Do you see a theme here with like no more blocks, no more holding back, this kind of stuff that we've been talking about today? It's a big theme with the energy and what's coming up. He indicates that this is a time to take action based on clear and spiritual will. His presence indicates great strength and great potential for good. It also reminds us that if we call upon him, we will receive assistance. This presence of the card in a reading radiates strength and willpower to the cards around it. Now, what's interesting is that it talks about truth with this card and justice and all that, and right next to it is honesty. We're also told here to fully understand He of the Fiery Sword. We are to understand or to read about card 5, She of the Crock. And so that is the receptive principle, nurturing, and fertility. So I'm going to read that. This is the great goddess, the many-named mother of all, and all goddesses are attributes or aspects of her. Her cup, the grok, overflows with bounty for all. She is the yin energy of the universe, nurturing, compassionate, and wise. She gives form and brings into manifestation the will and the life force of He of the Fiery Sword. So there's that balance. His is the intention, the action, and hers is the manifest reality. In a sense, she is the crock holding all the worlds within her being. One Oracle group member saw the crock as a great bowl. And I don't have the card handy because I didn't pull it, but you can see it in that way. As a great bowl, like a scrying tool for seeing past, present, and future potential, but filled with energy instead of water. Within it, he saw a tower with a moon above it, a farmhouse, and many other bits and pieces of our world. He felt that if you drop something in the water, these things would scatter out and become reality. Archetypes manifesting everywhere. He said, she is the woman who dreams, and her dreams are the worlds and all that is in them. Looking at this card, another group member notes, what I see here is the energy of being held lovingly in the palm of the hand of the great goddess, followed by a relaxed sigh and release. That's reminding us of when, for those of you who have had healings with me, you'll remember that sort of feeling. I know you know what I'm talking about. She of the Crock is the holder of all of our sorrows and all of our joys. The miraculous chalice is the womb of birth and the cauldron of rebirth. So again, resurrection. The chalice of healing, the container holding the germinating seed. Holds a spirit and keeps it from being lost or dissipated in a formless fog. She is pattern and form in the abstract and in the specific. Achieve fulfillment and let go of that form and move on to the next phase of our being. All of the universe, each individual particle, every being is cherished by her. So that's kind of the balanced energy of that. That's so hilarious. He is so freaking loud. Like, he does that in the middle. He does that before he pees and he poops every time. So it doesn't only mean, like, earlier when he did it, I went out there and there was this nasty poop. So I had to take care of that as well. So he kind of does that with, like, any kind of, you know, bodily feeling or function this cat has to announce to the world. It's kind of funny. Good. They don't have to hold on to this anymore. Absolutely. Okay, so that's that one. So he had the fiery sword. So that real intense, that male energy, the intent energy, going in line and being in alignment with what we talked about before. Going through this time, gearing up for this new moon in a really, and you brought it, the moon card came up with moon cycles with Haniel. So I'm hearing that again. Next, we're going to move on to honesty, card number 40. No, it's about where he's peeing. His pee-pee is fine. It's more about, it's more about sharing. It's more about him really wanting to go outside before he goes pee and poo. He's not used to using a litter box, and he just got neutered. So I'm training him to use the litter box. So he goes to this like whole like announcement thing before, because he's like, and now he's getting used to like finding the litter box, you know? So he's just getting better at it. And plus, like, I started with one litter box for all these cats. Now I have 2. I do need to get another one because I have multiple rooms, but that's what it's about a lot of the time. Or yeah, the horny thing. But I did get him neutered. Okay. But you are right. A lot of times if they do that before, especially male cats, if they do that before they urinate, but usually if they do that, they're just peeing a little bit, and they'll pee all over anything, and they'll pee just little drops to let you know they have crystals or an obstruction in their pee-pee. So if anybody does experience that with their male cats especially, please take them to a vet or a healer or somebody. Okay. Why am I going from 39? Oh, that was really confusing. Really confusing. Okay. So next we're going to read about honesty. But it did come up in reverse, so we'll see what that means. Okay, honesty, compassion, tact, self-deceit. Just look at him. Could you doubt for a moment that he sees you just as you are? He does have that face, doesn't he? And loves you anyway. So that he sees you just as you are and loves you anyway. In plant form, which is how we may see him most often, honesty makes lovely purple flowers in the spring and later on produces those silvery white circular seed pods like small images of the full moon. These little earth moon seed pods remind us to reflect upon our reactions and feelings, to throw light into our darknesses, and to deal honestly with ourselves and others. Honesty's other botanical names are moonwort, satinflower, silver dollar, moneywort, dollar plant, pennyflower, bubonic, and on Monday, the moon's day, he is Lunaria annua. Honesty is said to repel monsters. I don't have any monsters handy to check this out on, but I can certainly see the metaphorical truth in it. It's very true. Truth does get rid of monsters, even if it does get them rowdy at first. That's for sure. He is also known as unshoe the horse because of his habit of unshoeing horses who tread upon him. A very fairy thing to do, and who can blame him? He is said to have collected 30 horseshoes from the horses of the Earl of Essex on the White Downs in Devonshire near Tiverton. Let that be a lesson to you not to tread honesty underfoot. And it says, honesty in a reading speaks surprisingly of the need for straight dealing and truth in representation. So I'm hearing authenticity being really a main theme of energy going forward, and in something that's upside down is just to get real and not come in with any pretense or bullshit. We need to be scrupulously honest here. Making certain that there is no room for confusion or misunderstanding, no fuzzy edges. Both written and verbal agreements need to be completely clear. Assumptions may not be as well understood by all parties as we are assuming they need to be tested for comprehension. On a personal level, honesty reminds us not only to be clear in what we say and do, but also to act and speak with compassion and tact. Brutal honesty is not usually true. Brutal honesty is not usually true honesty at all, but somehow slanted towards the worst. Dishonesty, even in the name of tact, is not helpful either. Balancing on that fine line of loving honesty may take some effort, but will provide rich rewards. Honest humility, idealism, and clarity of mind are some of the advantages of honesty. Now, in reverse, it says the following, and he did come up in reverse. Oh, thank you. They braided my hair. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. I'm so excited about them. The back monkey faces were purple under snow. Isn't that amazing? I know. That's awesome. Okay, so in reverse, honesty asks us, are we being truly honest with ourselves? We may think we are, but finding honesty standing on its head in a reading indicates that we may well be deceiving ourselves in some way. The human psychological mechanisms, repression, denial, projection, displacement, etc., may be in play. We need to look carefully at our attitudes and beliefs, especially where our emotions are strongly involved. We may even need objective, clear-sighted assistance from others in looking at this. Self-deceit leads to anxiety, confusion, a complicated life, and behaving with unfairness or injustice towards oneself and others. So I'm very specifically, I am very specifically feeling, if not for somebody here in the group, I'm not calling anybody out, it's a very small group, but it could be somebody that will watch this later, but I'm definitely feeling some energy and getting the feeling very specifically, if I could pick up this card again upside down, as I go to grab it. So this is really, really speaking very specifically to being in denial about a relationship, how somebody feels about another person, but most specifically, sexuality and having feelings sexually. In what I'm really feeling is like same-sex type sexual feelings, maybe that have not been fully explored, or things that have happened that need to be kind of balanced out. Maybe self-talk about how it was meaningless or doesn't mean anything, or it's whatever. I'm definitely feeling that that's a thing. And it's really more about just this self-love acceptance thing. And it's really like, well, I never really thought of myself like blank, or how do I do my life like that? Or what does this mean in the bigger picture? How does that all work together? And all I can say in regards to that is just kind of try to rein that in, because you're trying to answer a lot of really big world and universal questions that really don't need to be answered in regards to this. This is about you. Not about anybody else, really. Most specifically, there may be a person or people in mind when you think about this, but you really got to scope it down to just you. Okay, moving on. We're going to go to number 34, unless anybody has anything to say about that. Nope, didn't think so. Okay. Sylvanus, again, truth. Number 34. Feeling hot in here? Sylvanus, truth, cutting through deception and clarity. Brian called this painting the mask of truth, true dreaming. So again, there is his painting. Sylvanus, who holds a mask of truth, is lord of the woodlands, his crown of antler branches signifying his authority. He represents the mask to us. Supported by branches signifying, supported by the fairy of aspiration as she welcomes us to our own potential. We wear the mask to look inward, seeing our true selves, not our false and fearful selves, but the beings of light that we truly are and what we have the potential to be. It becomes very difficult for us to make excuses and blame others for our failures and fears once we have seen what we could be if we were willing, what in fact we already are, but we are not quite living up to. So again, the same theme of being behind this wall, holding back, not being honest with ourselves, that whole thing is part of that. And even if a sliver of that is about how we feel about a certain person or how we feel about our own sexuality, or if there's any confusion in that, that's going to be and become a bigger block and make it difficult to do pretty much anything else. So we want that open flow and that clarity. Okay, so she goes on. I thought it was very odd that there is a mask of truth. It seems to me that we use masks to host. Sylvanus assured me. First, you put the mask on and hide, and then you take it off to reveal the truth. Very fairy. I see, I said, not certain I did, but not sure I wanted to either. Besides, Sylvanus continued, your face is not your truth. Sometimes faces need to be hidden so truth can be seen. Or sometimes you need to make a crack in the consciousness, an aha moment, in order to see a truth you have been blinded to. From before the time we were born, people have been projecting their ideas, hopes, fears, and confusions on us. As we grow up, we accept many of these untrue projections as our reality, our partly false, partly true picture of ourselves. Brian wrote, the fairy Kundrun holds one of the many sacred swords of fairyland. This one, forged long ago by mysterious dwarves, is laid across the cliff of the other world as a bridge to fairyland. The two-edged sword symbolizes the union of the human world with the world of fairy, as well as the union of the outer world of nature with the inner world of the psyche. It is the sword of clear-cut understanding and sharp perception. But once we cross into fairy, it becomes the sword of courage and noble service. At this time, you're discovering new truths about yourself. They are essential for you to know in order to create relationships based on mutual respect, affection, and trust. These things can only work if we see ourselves in ways. People tend to dread this because we assume that we are worse than we think we are, but this is far from necessarily true. Now is the time for finding out the false and misleading beliefs you have accepted and discovering that you are a better person than you thought, and have the potential to accomplish more than you believed you could. If someone says you are better or simply different than you think you are, don't automatically reject this. Think it over carefully. You have more to give and more to enjoy than you have been giving yourself credit for. Very true. So again, just another layer, another aspect of getting real, I guess you could say. And really making conscious choices about your authenticity and what you're projecting out and what you're feeling within yourself. And the more you get that into balance and alignment in as many aspects, if not all aspects of your life, especially that is goal, right? The more balanced you can be, the more light you can send out, the more magic you can make, and the more connections you will be a part of with your soul family, because you're ready for that. It's said that, you know, you have to be at that point to be able to give and receive with people that are on your level. You can't do that if you're hiding from your own truth, because if you're hiding from your own truth, then you're going to be seeking out people energetically that are hiding from their own truth, working this out within yourselves. And this is why things keep not working out, because people are hiding truths from themselves and working it out with, you know, finding other people to do that with. This is why that is a 3D thing, and relationship, soul family, either twin flame or soulmate stuff, is at a higher frequency, because we're not doing that. It's just not. And if we're, again, gonna say it, if we're not in that kind of union, then we're still needing to focus on ourselves in one way or another, or many ways. Okay. I'm super warm. Good. Okay, next, number 35, the Fawn. This is an awesome card too. So this is the very next cards. We got 34 and 35. And this is a really awesome card. It goes with a couple of other cards that we got, so just reinforcing it. The Fawn. Understanding the nature of nature. Natural wisdom. Natural magic. I gotta move that again. The merry, irrepressible, wait. Irrepressible fawn. Let me show you the fawn. Can you see the fawn? Beautiful fawn. Lots of real light energy. Dancing in the garden, frolicking in the woods, playing in the meadows, singing out, come dance with me. It is he who knows the secrets of nature. He knows where the robin's nestlings are hidden, where the mice lurk, who lives down that rabbit burrow, and where the pixies like to dance. He teaches us to understand, appreciate, and express the part of ourselves that dances in the moonlight with the fairies, sings to the dawn stars with the birds, and hums with the blossoming flowers. This is also the part of us that plants seeds with a loving pat that says, bless you and grow, and provides healing energy. See fairy style readings. No fuss, no bother, just intention and natural human magic. Natural magic is simple. We are all full of it. And the more we are true to our own nature, the more we have access to our own magic. This is a really, really big, simple, but powerful lesson. When we are caught up in the believing and limitations imposed by ourselves and our culture, we inhibit the flow of energy, which is the melody of ecstasis song of the cosmos. And it sweeps through us. Opening ourselves back up to that song can be a long and complex business once we have closed down. Once we have closed down in some way. It requires a great deal of thought and self-observation, and perhaps also the help of others in the form of formal therapy or simple friendship or spiritual growth, I would say. However, the process of opening is made easier and more gentle if we allow Mama Nature and our own natural magic to help. Spending time in our gardens, our parks, our forests, and open spaces helps us to reconnect, but so does growing herbs and flowers and scented geraniums in pots in our windowsills. So does looking at the stars, observing the state of the sky and listening to the wind. It helps if we simply observe the natural processes and changes around us. Mama Nature is always up to something. No natural place is the same for 2 moments in a row. Life is about process, not stasis. We are processes, not things. We constantly change, even when we resist, even when we think we are stuck. Come with me, sings the fawn, tugging our hand. It certainly is futile to struggle against the flow of the universe, so we might as well dance with him. Stuckness is an illusion. The fawn says, dance with me and all will come right. And you know, he's right. At least many of the blocks in ourselves and our lives will come right much more quickly if we reconnect with him, opening our hearts to him and Mama Nature. They too are filled with magic, just like us. Natural magic is happening. It says it right here. Natural magic is happening. Hey, Angie. You've been stuck for years? Yeah, many of us have. Natural magic is happening. When things flow almost effortlessly, that is a sign that natural magic is at work. Enjoy it. So these are, one synchronicity after another, things falling into place, things working out, things couldn't be more perfect. That shit, magic. Enjoy it. A very important part of natural magic is simply allowing the energy to flow through us. This means both giving and receiving freely. Let the energy flow. Don't push it. Don't try to control it. Just dance with it. Trust it. And remember to keep returning to the source for inspiration and to keep your heart filled with light. So I'm hearing that for some people, and me included, plans. I'm hearing plans. So we had plans. There were plans. We tried to do things. They didn't work out. And sometimes this is the resistance that was talked about. It could be also that there's so much need in our own mind that we have to control a certain aspect of our destiny, or things have to be a certain way and they haven't worked out that way. And the lesson really is that you're trying to control too much. Like the universe is a really, 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 really big place. And if your idea for how and where you need to be is so structured and in such a state that it makes it so small in this infinite space, there will automatically be Birdie. There will automatically be these blocks and obstacles, because not people don't want to see your butt. Sorry. Because you're trying to control too much, right? So there's only so much magic that can work for you when you're trying to control the magic, is basically the lesson there. So to let go of the need to control so much and let it flow, just you being willing to just have faith in the idea that magic is flow, that it will work out. You keep putting out my candles. Yeah. So there's another card that's in support of what we've been hearing about, right? It's been very thematic, as they usually are. And last but not least, for the Fae, or at least the Fairy Oracle, is the Master Maker. So card number 22, the Master Maker. Okay, so this is where if we're going through the steps here, we have the energy of the fiery sword, the intent, right? And then we're getting honest about self, our authenticity, who we are. We're seeking answers. We're uncovering the layers. We're peeling through the dead skin, if you will, to uncover the real truth of ourselves. To really use the magic between worlds that we have been afforded, that, not everybody knows about. And quite frankly, not everybody is ready to partake in and be a part of, to be honest with you. And to really connect with nature again. We've talked about that just a little bit ago, with the bountiful nature, connecting with Mama Nature, with Gaia, with all the things that are constantly moving and shifting and evolving, and really tapping into that energy. And then here we are with the Master Maker, number 22. Skill, craftsmanship, magician, moral strength, invention. So this is where we start making things happen. The Master Maker is the master of the forge, upon which we create our futures and forge our own souls. He sees a world beyond the other world, the world of first causes. Through his magic, he brings them into his own world of fairy. From his world, these concepts trickle down into our own through dreams and visions picked up. Okay, pay attention to this. Through dreams and visions picked up by artists and craftsmen everywhere. But he makes the first, the original. He is the great inventor, and the sign above his door reads, "Practical problem solved here." So if we take a step back, just real quick, people, at that, and you take that on a serious level for your own life, okay? Especially if you consider yourself an artist or a creator. I'll read this again. So see it from that perspective. From his world, these concepts trickle down into our own through dreams and visions picked up by artists and craftsmen everywhere. So when we talk about artists being divinely guided, this is kind of that concept, you know, like myself, you know, being an artist and coming up with things and knowing, you know, this doesn't come from me, it comes through me, and there's a reason why it's coming through me. And when we stifle this, when we don't follow through with being creational, this is why the key is to create, because we're putting out messages into the world in different ways, and it's coded and light coded and on and on and on, and how important it is. When you're blocking yourself and you're not following through on that aspect of really what you're here to do, you're more of a chink in the chain. So you want to be part of the flow. So it's important to see yourself. Oh, Angie's an artist. Well, there you go. Awesome. I know that there's this idea sometimes with artists, this concept of being selfish with, you know, like if I put time and energy into my creations, into my art, whatever that may be, maybe that's a selfish thing to do because maybe I should be doing other things. When nothing could be further from the truth, you really should be doing that. You're pulled, you're drawn, you have these abilities, you have the channel open to create and to bring into the world what needs to be brought into the world. And to not do that, or to be constantly pulled in different directions, or to be stepping on little landmines, either from within or from without, to keep yourself from that. Holding back, not being creational is really not following through on really what you're supposed to be doing is a real way to look at it. Like, this is your duty. Is a real way to look at it. Okay. Okay. He sings as he works, and as in all fairy magic, his song does as much to shape objects as do the blows of his hammer. Healing cups, magic swords, fairy jewels, crown of stars, and other bespelled works of the finest craftsmanship pass through his forge and beneath his hammer. The master of fire, air, earth, and water, he adds the fairy element of moonlight to everything he creates. There's the moon energy again. He would be the first to tell you that superb craftsmanship, however magical, is hard work. Joyful and energizing hard work, but always challenging. As the master maker reminds us, no job is too small to do beautifully. His work is done as well as possible, even where it would never be seen by anyone else. Bringing ideas into excellently crafted reality can only be done when we, like the master maker, are willing to plan meticulously, begin carefully, and persevere through difficulties, learning still more of our craft as we work. Craftsmanship is also a labor of love. We must be willing to tackle difficult challenges and have a determination to surpass previous achievements. Patience is always required, as is the willingness to do a thing again and again until it is even better than the best one we can do. The master maker has the moral strength to refuse the temptation to do anything less. And he is a protector and teacher of the traditional values of his craft. Yet, in balance to all of this, the master reminds us that we also need to learn our own limits. Not everyone can do everything superbly. When we discover our talents and choose our craft, then we gain great joy and fulfillment from developing that skill into an art. We grow more like the master maker each time we do the best we can, and then stretch ourselves to do a little bit better than that. So in this reading, do whatever you do as well as you can, and then make it even better. So really, like we were talking about earlier, what are you going to do? What is your pull? What is your passion? You don't have to marry that right now for the rest of your freaking life, but what is pulling at you to create? And then do it. Dive into it. Put your energy into it. And let it grow. You know, don't limit yourself, but have a precise intent about what you're going to do, and then do it. The Master Matrix reminds us that our very best work is always desirable, and in the present situation, it is necessary for success. In fact, he asks that we surpass our previous best. Don't cut corners and don't take the easy way. Whether making a thing or fulfilling a concept, be sure the design is elegant, pure, and functional, and then follow it, attending to every detail in its turn. He says, design beyond your skill and then raise the level of your skill to fulfill it. Give and accept only the best and do it with love as your craft, whatever that craft may be. This card speaks of long-lasting achievement, creative problem solving, and confident action. It may suggest cooperation with others, especially from a position of responsibility or of teaching one's craft to others. Success comes from practical application of traditional principles in life and in work. This is also speaking to that aspect of creation that is so important, and that is the planning of creation. Like I was talking about before, the gas is gonna, my gas pedal is gonna be to the floor with that for myself. But before I get there, I need to plan. I need to think about what I'm doing in order to create the best outcome for myself and what I'm looking to achieve with my art, at least at this time. So that takes some time to plan it out, to design the steps before you go for that. Sometimes that's the way to be. Sometimes it's just throw the paint on the wall and see how it lands and enjoy that beauty in it. But right now it's about planning. We need to plan what we're doing going forward. So we need to take a lot of, I guess you could say, pride in that aspect of it. I like this. I love this. I'm not at all to one of you might do, but I just love the ability to be. Oh, you're so sweet. You guys are great. No, thank you. And I really, we always, when we hear from the Fae, it's always super deep. It's always in support of what's already being told. And really, when they're like, what they're like showing me is they're like, oh yay, it's like spring, and they're like, the humans are ready to get on their way, and the Fae are ready to help. And for some of us, we're really connected into that energy, and we can pull and extrapolate, just like what, honesty with, being in our natural world and being pulled into that, frolicking in nature, with the fawn. All of this is really connected. And then taking that energy and making something of it creatively. And without putting too much weight on all of that, it is important to understand that these choices that we're making at this time are important for our future, to take advantage of these moments energetically that we're going through right now, and take these messages to heart and really sit with them. And the reason I'm being reminded now is I will be doing a new moon live as well. But the reason why we're doing it now, we're doing this on the last day of March, is so these next 5 days, and especially when we get into, so we're in our 4th month, so we go into a new portal, a new gateway, the day before the new moon. So this really has a lot of energy ramping up starting now. So the reason for this live today is so you guys can get really intentional and really I know I use that word a lot, but really to start to get more targeted in what you want to be doing right now, and don't think of the obstacles in the way. Think of really what you're being pulled to do, and just kind of strip through the layers, because that energy is really getting pushed. Like the bottle is starting to get shaken at this point. So that cork is going to pop off and the energy is going to go. So right now it's kind of just thinking in terms like that. The more that we do that within ourselves, the more these other things are going to fall into play. Like that he was talking about, this cooperation thing, that's going to be a big part of this. Okay. Hi. Makes me want to finally finish a painting I've been stuck on, maybe tomorrow. Yay! That's wonderful. I don't work enough with the Fae. They want me to. I can feel it, but I don't enough. They're so, yeah. Well, you know, that's what I was getting at. They know that these last few months for people, for some people are just really just starting to even understand and have the concept of really how real that realm is. And then we had winter, and they're not as active in the winter months in our realm because they like the warmer climate. And also it was kind of our down period too. So that's the excitement coming forward, is this real push to get as real as possible and to think in terms of this new time with spring and nature, this whole like newness and this blossoming coming out. But I want us to think in terms of being that seed. We've done meditations where we were the seed, we grew into the flower, and we came up. You know, remember that? These beautiful meditations. It was like, when are we doing a meditation? Okay, we're gonna get there, I swear. But these are important messages to take with us into this coming month. Butterflies love brown bananas. Oh, this month was tough. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, there was a lot. I agree. This last month was really energetically like, wow. A lot of shifts, a lot of changes, a lot of things being purged, a lot of things getting energized, a lot of shifting and changing, a lot of realities getting wiped away, a lot of people, a lot of players in our games leaving, new players and characters showing up, stripping away, happening, clearing, astral work, bountiful, sleep patterns changing, eating habits, energy habits, moon cycles. I mean, you name it, everything just, right? Yeah. I don't know, a lot of you guys can relate to this. Maybe not all of what I just said, but a decent amount of it anyway. Okay. We're going to move on, you guys, because it's getting late. I know for a lot of you, you're hanging on, and I appreciate it. The dragons do want to come out and talk, though. And what I'm hearing is what we'll do is I'm going to pull everybody, welcoming the dragons at 2:34 into our feed. Dragons say we're coming in. 2 hours, 34 minutes is what that was. So welcome in the dragons, you guys. We have Gaia's dragon with divine union. This is just more more with like he of the fiery sword energy here, the balancing with this energy, all this divine union. So whether it's with yourself, with your a romantic soulmate or a twin, this is really speaking to that and getting into alignment. So first card out, I'm hearing only card for the dragon, Faye. Gaia's dragon with divine union. Please don't tell me I didn't bring that. Oh no, it's right here. I'm like, don't tell me I have to go look for another freaking book, man. So again, Gaia's dragon. Reminding everybody for the equinox reading, we had the Pendragon come. So today we have Gaia's dragon, divine union. Okay. Everybody. Gaia and her dragon speak. Hear our voices, male and female, coiling through and around each other as we speak as one. We are Gaia and her dragon, and we are one being, though separate, just as your divine union will be. Think of the beauty of lovemaking with a partner, the harmony and balance, the yielding and the chase. That which we represent through our perfect union is the divine marriage, the blissful soulmate experience that so many beings long for. True marriage does not mean becoming the same being. Look at how apparently different we are. And yet within that is protection and care, fertility and new growth, heaven and earth joined together. Is the sky the same as the earth you walk on? No, but look at their harmonious relationship. In exactly the same way, your divine union will not be one who is the same, will not be with one who is the same as you, but you will then, sorry, let me start over. In exactly the same way, your divine union will not be with one who is the same as you, but you will, when brought into divine marriage and perfect balance, provide each other with a home and unity and love. And you will bring out what is best within and without the other. The dragon loves and protects Gaia. Gaia adores her dragon, who is the heavens, and will bring forth new life as a result of this union. You are loved and have on this planet and within the celestial realm a perfect and divine partner. Beyond history, past lives, and future lives lies this divine union. It is and will be yours. About Gaia and her dragon. Gaia is the reproductive goddess energy of this planet, and her dragon is the cosmos, the atmospheric and celestial energy within which she interacts and dwells. Each needs the other to be, not to survive, but to be. She and he are in divine accord and union and represent the marriage of heaven and earth. She is the cycles of the planet. He is the seasons of the universe. Together they create a new world and a new life and bring about hope. Their love for each other is steady, constant, and harmonious, and different energies blending beautifully together. Theirs is a peaceful and passionate love, and to each other they are eternally true. Divinatory meanings. Bringing into balance matters of the earth and matters of the heavens, balance of the celestial and terrestrial, union between man and woman, beloved child, pregnancy, fertility, creations coming to fruition. Meeting true lovers who are faithful, caring, and protective, understanding your own sexual nature and being free to be who you are. Balance of masculine and feminine in your world. Now, working with Gaia and her dragon. Bring to your life your innate gift for relationships. Ask Gaia and her dragon for their assistance in allowing each person in a relationship to be fully themselves, and yet be in perfect relationship with each other. Know that your relationships can also be true, steadfast, and sacred, and that integrity in relationships is valued, prized, and to be kept sacred. Gaia will assist you in bringing forth ideas, even children, and can be wait, what? Sorry. Gaia will assist you in bringing forth ideas. Even children can be considered a wonderful goddess to call. Okay, why can't I read this sentence? Even children can be considered a wonderful goddess to call on for fertility. Oh, her dragon will assist in calling forth male beings who are honorable, trustworthy, strong, and passionate. He is able to care for and protect without ever attempting to meet her power and creativity. Such partnerships can exist for you, too, if you allow them into your life with Gaia and her dragon's help. I had a hard time there for a little bit. So again, balance of the masculine and feminine energies, knowing that divine union is definitely part of this whole process for ourselves on a soul-based level, authentically, but with other people and in romantic relationships and relationships otherwise. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm really glad that you can feel Archangel Michael with you. And it's true that there is a purpose in to what you're going through right now. I do believe that, but we will certainly send our living energy to you that you can get through that. And I thank you for being here, whatever circumstances we're able to come together so you can be here with us right now. So with that all said, I think we got a really good picture here of what the message is turning over from March to April, and a lot to think about in terms of our energy, our creativity, our spirituality, the balance in our life, and I just really feel overall this sense of playfulness, but seriousness, just really blending together in a really great way. Really us tapping in more with that inner child to bring that out, but being able to balance that with the responsibility with how we're using that great energy, not just willy-nilly, but like really being directional about it, because that's really amazing energy. It's like the fountain of youth energy, creatively, but also just spiritually. So if we can really tap into that in a directional kind of way, in a laser-like kind of focused way, which is what April's supposed to be about, transformative, but also super creational, super like with infinite possibilities, just kind of like sky's the limit. You set your own limits, so try not to set any. Be really cognizant about breaking through walls. And this last card that's just sitting there looking at me. Now, if you guys have been seeing my Instagram or watching, seeing some of I've been uploading to IGTV. I was on there live the other day. You guys, seriously, let's just take a moment to talk about the dragons in force and hardcore all over the place. This card with Gaia and her dragon coming up is really, when I was reading that, really feeling just this overall it was just this vision of just all these dragons all over Gaia. And really them being here for us. And it's really I don't know. I guess the best way for me to put it is it goes really, really deep. And so at least start to scratch that surface. I don't know really how else to put it at this time. Other than there is so much going on there. And the more that we work with that level, the more magical our lives are. So do it, I guess. I don't know what to tell you guys. Life is sweeter when you have a lot of dragons around. Trust me. And I wish that for everybody. Okay. You can see the dragons in force on my Instagram. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm hoping that, and it's been so much lately, and even more than I've even been able to show with you guys or to share, because there's been so much happening all at once for me, while there's been so much coming in at the same time. I barely keep up with it in a sharing kind of way. So that's part of my thing too, is to get much better at sharing the visuals of the magic that is around for more people to see, because it's just progressively and steadily increasing. And yeah, so. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the sunset video that I recorded and I uploaded the live Instagram. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so I think that's it for the cards, you guys. Thank you so much. I didn't pull the. Okay, there we go. They're like, we need these here. The card that comes out, and here we go. More of the divine masculine, that childlike energy that we were talking about. So this male energy coming through again. This is the boy card 21. The boy has come through again, but this is that childlike boy energy. So play with the boy, guys. The other card that came out with it is not an actual, it's just a visual card. So whatever you may see there. Okay. And And what I'm hearing here real quick is the boy likes to play in nature, and it's really, again, this whole nature thing. Tapping in with that. Play in the dirt. Yep, exactly. There you go. Boys like to play in nature. So again, just that, tap into that. Okay. So with all that, you guys, lots and lots of cards today. That was a really good package, real thematic in a couple of ways, tied in, nice, real positive energy. Worms. That's so cute. Okay, so we are at 2 hours, 50 minutes, and we just had to jump skip in time. That was interesting. So let's do this, what we've done in the past, so we can have these nice chunks of video. Let's regroup here in about 5 to 10. I want to give people a chance to go potty, eat a little something real quick. Hopefully you guys, all of you can come back and do the meditation with me. We are still going to do that. It was a thing. I was very much told today we were definitely doing a meditation. So, but I do like to have, when we go this long, I like to have 2 video feeds so we can just start off with the meditation. So let's regroup here in about 5 to 10. And so set up your space. If you have shoes on, take them off, light some candles, put on some angel frequency music. I'll share with you the one that I always have on and I've had on right now. It's just really unobtrusive and sets a really nice tone. So you guys can put this on in your own background if you like. Meditation, yay. Don't forget to mark your calendars too to do that last meditation that I did. Please. Okay, so we're going to regroup here in just a few. Okay, guys, please watch my page. Don't wait for a notification because sometimes they do not come. Okay, so I will see you back here in just a few, 5 to 10. Okay, love you guys.